A fascinating new poll is revealing Americans' changing views on marriage and a growing shift away from traditional values. A Pew Research poll found that 1 in 3 American adults now believe open marriages to be okay and acceptable. Now, breaking it down by age, over 50% of young Americans between 18 and 29 say they're cool with open marriages. And the survey found that older generations were less likely to support the idea overall. Congressman, I have to admit, my first thought was that can't be right. But apparently, it's reflecting a growing trend. What say you?
I mean, you kind of wonder, by the way, when they're doing this poll, were they just asking one spouse or were they asking both the spouses? If you're asking
were they
just
in the same room when you asked the question?
Different answers if they were both there. Right. Yeah, I mean, were they just asking people who were maybe cheating on their spouses? It's pretty shocking, the number that is in this poll. And, I'm someone who, I saw my grandparents, they were married over 70 years.
Wow.
If they lost everything in life, if they had no money, no friends, they just had a cardboard box in front of their former house. As long as they had each other, they had success in life and everything was great. It is something that we should aspire to, being able to have a strong marriage, a strong family, to be able to raise kids with values and be able to spend time with them at the dinner table. And unfortunately, we're seeing an erosion of this that maybe is happening at this earlier generation. And I hope it's not true.
And I'm curious, Harris, if the reflection of the older generation still believe in the traditional marriage, is that a reflection of experience? And so they understand what betrayal and heartbreak is, what loyalty is, and these young people are just sort of, they don't have that perspective yet? Or is it that these young people really do have a changing value system that is eroded permanently and there's no going back?
It's interesting because I don't think it's just young people. I mean, I do think that when people decide to go sexually out of the boundaries of their marriage, you would hope that it's mutual, but basically what they're saying, as I understand it, is that's what they're going to do. They're going to stay together and they're going to have sex with other people. For some, sex is the most intimate, specific thing that you do with the person who's your best friend you want to spend the rest of your life with. Other people believe it's the curricular activity, extracurricular activity. Bride.com wrote this: while you're still having strong feelings for your primary partner, you're still able to have different sexual needs met with different people, all while being competitively truthful and open with one another. I don't know. I've been married 20 years. I don't roll like that, but some people do.
What are you seeing trend-wise in the medical field?
Are you crying?
No, I have to get on my eye, but no, I was thinking, I'm like,
it is sad.
wow, this growing trend is a nightmare from a public health perspective because when you have serial sexual relationships, that's when you see a rise in STDs or STIs, they're now called. So on that point, I find it concerning. But, I was looking at this, and one of the things that I think of, yes, it broken down by age, the older you are, the less likely you are to support this. But look at our society these days. You have the advent of social media, everything is digital, electronic, COVID precautions, lockdowns, the creation of safe spaces. People are really struggling with having meaningful, intimate connections. And you can quickly turn on and turn off certain things. And so while people are still getting married because that's the thing to do, people are easily stepping outside of those bounds because they don't have that intimate connection anymore. It's really, it's very unfortunate the way that things are trending.
I like the way you put that because I wonder sometimes if it's not just for the day.
Yeah, I think that there's also a big Hollywood pull factor here. Cosmopolitan magazine had a whole write-up, and the title is 11 Polyamorous Celebrities Who've Opened Up About Non-Monogamy. And they list Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Their daughter, Willow, is also in this article. Bella Thorne, Shailene Woodley. So these are really popular celebrities. And I also think there's a big drive for attention right now. A lot of that has to do with social media. You'll try the new, the shocking, because of the attention factor there. I like going to weddings, and have you ever been to one where it's like the longest couple gets to stand up and then everybody claps for them?
Yeah.
I think that's something to aspire to be one day. That's just me.
Yeah, that's
Didn't
right.
Shailene Woodley date Aaron Rodgers? Am I wrong?
Yes, no, you're not wrong.
That was just a random
You
thought.
are not wrong about that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, marriage is a sacrament. It is sacred. Do not invite me to your wedding if you are going to have it be open. I'll say that. I'll not be at one of those weddings. No, one husband, one wife, one partner, one together, 2 spouses. All right, we're outnumbered in just a moment.